Hello and welcome to Coach Marketing Mastery. My name is Sean Snowday. I am the founder and the voice of Coach Marketing Mastery. And again, we have Jacques
Skutecki.
Oh my gosh, Skutecki. I can never pronounce your, and you're my good friend, but I just can't pronounce your last name. So, hey, you have some really cool stuff going on. And what you're doing right now has to do with using Meetup, and you've generated a lot of interest. You had a lot of people show up. You had conversions. So I think you've invested a little bit in money in this, and you may have even got your return on your investment so far. Is that true? Do you know?
On my yeah, definitely. Yeah, we
So,
started. Yeah.
okay, so you're using the Meetup platform. So tell me a little bit. You have you're doing using the Meetup, which is at $12 a month, and you get 3 groups. So
Yeah.
you have 8 of those accounts at 3 groups each. That's 24 groups for people trying to do the math. And then it would be 8. And so then let's say $10 a month for 6 months is 60, right? So it'd be 8 times 60 is how much money you spent.
We spent 8. Yeah, 8 times 60 is about $400 or $500. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, and did you get your money back on your very first call, even though you had a bunch of breakdowns?
We had our event on Wednesday. We had 340 signups. 141 or 45 showed up. And
About
out of
50%.
145, that's not even two. That's 24 hours, 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
And then we had I had 5 people I spoke to yesterday, 5 sales. And this afternoon I will have 3 more people. And already next week, I'm looking on my calendar. I already have 3 on Monday. So I got it. Yeah. And already, as just yesterday, I got my money back for the month.
Okay, but for that investment into the Meetup.
Well, for the Meetup, now the staff, this is, there's 2 other things, right? There's what happens in the back office. What happens in the back office is I have the VA that's working on that, and to set up the whole thing. I would say the whole thing with the training was close to 100 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on a monthly basis, to manage those 8 accounts or 24 webinars, it's going to take about 5 hours a week, which is about 25 hours a month. You don't need to put that time. But if you want to do it the right way, we're trying to automate. And I say we are trying to automate it. So we use Prospect Cashflow Marketing System, which is a version of Go High Level. And so we're programming the follow-up, the contacts, the tags, our communication strategy. And that's what we're doing right now.
So let's explore that a little bit. So with Meetup, you had these 24 groups. You had to set them all up. It's grueling. I get it. I know. And plus the learning curve.
It's a nightmare. It's not difficult to do because there's softwares. It's not 2024 version software. It's a little bit more.
Well, yeah, you're a Ferrari mechanic working on a Model T, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can figure it out.
No, I think a Model T, you're exaggerating. It would be more like a Volkswagen.
Right. Yeah.
But the first Beetle, that one, right?
So then once you had this all set up, then what Meetup did is it blasted it out to its client base, and then those people joined your group.
Yeah.
And then you set an event, and the event was free?
Yeah, it's a free event. On Meetup, it's difficult.
And then they signed up for the event, and the cool thing is about this particular event was that it was virtual.
Yeah.
So we actually have a thing called Virtual Events on Demand, which is coming up on January 24th, 25th, and 26th. So we might have you speak there as well, because I'm always looking for speakers. But once you got this together and you had everyone in, then when they signed up for your virtual event, does it pop them out to where they sign up for like a Zoom account and you capture their email in there?
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Okay.
But then we added whether you're using Keap, Infusionsoft, or Go High Level, doesn't matter, right? We use Go High Level. We call it 12-step cash flow. So now we're
Yeah.
trying to automate from the Meetup platform. We're combining the Zoom sign
Right.
up with the Meetup platform into our other software called 12-step cash flow. So that's what we're doing right now.
Right.
And it's
But
working.
what I'm saying is, like with Eventbrite, I think you could only use Zoom or like Google Meeting or whatever it's called, but you can't use third party. So are you saying when you're doing a virtual event, it can pop out to a landing page, or does it pop out to Zoom? Oh, it goes to a
It
landing
pops up.
page.
You can do both. It just depends. You can stay in Meetup. You can add Meetup to Zoom, because
Okay.
in Zoom, if you get the free account in Meetup, then you're not getting the emails. If you pay the pro account, then you are getting the emails. But
So
I don't need that, because
right,
I want to take them off of the Meetup platform,
right.
use branding, and then automate the whole thing.
So do you stream live? Can you stream live into your Meetup? Can you stream live
Uh,
video into there?
if you want, yeah, if you're going through Zoom, you can right away do that Zoom event live on your Facebook if you wanted to.
Okay, but
Yes,
you can't stream into the Meetup.
not
Okay,
to my
cool.
understanding.
Which you probably wouldn't want to do, but you could tell everyone in Meetup, hey, come to my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I'm going to stream to there. So then what happens is people go to the Meetup, you gather all the people, they pop out, they put in their name and email. Now you captured their information in Zoom. You can easily integrate that to Go High Level however you want. You can use Zapier,
Yeah,
or you could just manually do it. But then once they're in, then you do the Zoom, then you do whatever it is to convert them to become clients, and then you have some type of automated follow-up, right?
yeah, yeah. Then you have your sales funnel and how you're going to communicate with them. We integrated a free offer. We put a free offer out of the 340 something, and
Right.
as of this morning in my free offer, we had 7 signups for my free offer. Is, click here and get the blah blah blah. That's what we did. That works.
So now so what challenges did you have in all of this? And let's see if we can come up with some better solutions, or maybe you can go, you know what? I never thought of that. I'm going to do it this way.
Well, our number one challenge is we need to keep the Meetup branding, because if you have to keep maximum visibility in Meetup, right? Why? Because Meetup is a platform that opens you to other opportunities, okay? Because you can join other Meetup groups, so they're going to see what you're posting. And then when people start doing reviews, I think we got about 5 or 7 reviews. I think we got 1.3. We got 1.5, and all the other ones were 4. Hey, I'm happy with 4. I never give a 5 as a review, but on 1.3, all 4s, and we got 1.5, but there was nothing written. So I want to build that as a reputation, right? So now we have access to other platforms. Don't forget one thing: the strength of Meetup is that you have a local presence, which is not the case with social media. And having a local presence is very, very powerful. So we have
Right.
24 cities across the US.
Which is making me consider going this route. Now we also have Eventbrite versus Meetup, and we're going to get into that on some other day. But right now,
But I would love you and I to have that conversation, because that's our next step. We did Eventbrite for many years when I was in LA. Now I'm in Vegas and Chicago, but I was 20 years in living in LA, in Hollywood, by the way, with all the stars, right?
what were your cross streets?
I was on Sunset and Sunset and Sunset, and what were we? We're living on Melrose, but we're on Sunset and
You're down there.
yeah, I don't remember the other cross street, but we
Yeah.
were right in the middle of Hollywood.
Cool. Yeah, I used to hang out there all the time.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd cruise the strip. Okay, so then now you're in Vegas. And so with the Meetup, having the local, so let me ask you a question, because one of the things I want to do, we have an opportunity out here in Arizona to grab there is a lot of people waiting. They're just waiting to get together the way they used to. So I know Vegas has a lot of events, traffic and conversions is going on out there right now. And one of the things, pro tip, next time there's a big event like people that are in your wheelhouse, run Facebook ads around that area code, not area code, but around that address. So you could have ran Facebook ads and drove them to your thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, that's besides the point because it's over. But are you going to be doing live events or?
We're sticking to that for the time being. So phase one is we want to automate this meetup situation.
Yeah.
Phase one. Phase two, what we're doing is we're doing cold calling, right, every day, and we specialize in Google Business Profile, and so every day we send out emails and we get conversions with really not having to do anything. It's pretty much automatic. It's like residual income concept. So we built that. And now what we're in phase two, what we're going to do is all those people, which have 20,000 contacts that are retail business owners in 12 categories, 12 accounts, 12 categories. Now we're going to integrate inviting them to the meetup, right? And once that's up and running, then the phase three is going to be of how can we use Eventbrite to integrate that.
Right. Yeah, and I know Eventbrite really good. I mean, I do some real ninja stuff with that. A lot of people don't know that you could take Eventbrite and like, so I'm a Keep guy in Fusionsoft. So of course I integrated it directly with Keep, but it also integrates with your website. It also integrates with Facebook, and it integrates with Facebook events. So when you make an event on Facebook, and they can opt in through Facebook and it will go right into Eventbrite, will integrate right into my Infusionsoft.
Wow.
But you got to be a ninja. Yeah, I'm all
That-
about that life.
Wow.
So yeah, so cool. So back with with your current meetup and everything that you had, some of the challenges you had were we're doing the follow-up and the integrate. Was it an integration thing or was it more of a?
The challenge is not how to do it, is the time it takes to do it. It's not complicated. It just late, right? Because I said I have a VA that's doing 20 hours a month right now that everything's set up, and now we're fine-tuning. So that's another 5 or 10 hours to fine-tune and automate. So I mean, if you have one account with 3 events, it's a no-brainer, right? But to really have the impact, that's why we have 24 events going on.
Okay.
Challenge is how to automate this and not have to put so much labor. And the labor is not necessary to automate, because in sales, what is the number one secret to be successful in sales? Is to create engagement, right? If you don't engage with those people, nothing's going to happen. So the challenge is like, how can you automate that engagement where they feel that it's very personal, right? They can click and get on your agenda. They can click and see a little video. Now we're going to create a little video for each of those events. That's our next step. So there's a lot of little fine tuning we still have to do to say this is fully automated.
Yeah.
We did not use video.
You're making me feel kind of bad, because now it's $30 a month and I was paying $150 a year for Pro.
Yeah, but you don't need Pro.
I know, I'm just saying it's the same amount for standard, and I gave that up. But that's my problem.
Yeah.
It's just because I had them for years and years and years. And
a lot of people that there's I had this connection this week on another networking event. They were using Pro. They have one Pro account with 3 events, and they're very happy with that. But they're getting on their events 10 people, 5, 10, 15 people. They're not getting what I'm getting.
So how did you get so many people to show up? How did you get so many butts and seats?
It was the content. It was.
Was it all of the 24 put together brought them into one event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we had 24 different titles of the same event. We cheated.
Right. So you would have med spas, and then you would have gyms, and then you would have beauty salons, and then you would have dog groomers.
Yeah, well, our topic is about, our concept is 12-step cash flow. It's about generating leads, capturing them, creating engagement, and closing with less resistance. that is our main theme. So each of those groups or events, one had, let's have a conversation about lead magnets. Let's have a conversation of how you can attract leads. Let's have a conversation about engagement. Okay, how can you close the customer journey? How can you shorten the sales cycle? So we had different topics that were covered in one presentation.
And so, and you did, all right. So that's really super interesting. Now, what made you think of this? Was someone else doing this, or are you just a genius?
Well, of course, I'm a genius. I can't hide that, right? I'm definitely a genius. So what I'm saying is I've heard about meetups. I did my research, and I decided to say, okay, who can coach me? And I spoke to a couple of people, and everybody gave me their opinion, and that's what happened.
So I'm considering this because if I can spend, I have I have three things. I have Coach Marketing Mastery guests, right? That's where you could come on if you'd like to my Coach Marketing Mastery, and you could do the pitch that you just did. You could do it to my people.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And my people are super nerds. And I'm talking what I just said about Eventbrite and integrating, it's those guys, right? People like me. I also have virtual events on demand, which is on the 24th through the 26th of this month. So we may be able to fit you in there because I have to see if it's in the workbook. If not, I'd have to put it in as a topic in the workbook. And we could discuss that later. But it's a 3-day event, but they're only 2 hours long. And then I have my own challenge coming up, which is just me. So I could get one meetup for 2 months, which would be like $30, right? And then I could do all 3 of these events and drive them all to the same thing.
The big picture, yes.
I mean, once I capture them in Zoom, then I could do whatever I want with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be my next step. And then we're going to do it in Eventbrite. So I'm going to do that over this weekend.
Okay. Good.
Because virtual events on demand is me teaching people how to have a virtual event, right? And this is great. So now here's my next question with you. When you got all these people in and you have them in Go High Level, and then you close them, and then you have an upsell, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then you have a big ticket.
Yeah.
So what's your next step after that once they get big ticket?
Well, our medium, like we have package A, B, and C, right? So
Yeah.
the middle road is called B. And our basic package, what we did is we gave our basic package for $97 a month. So we gave them a CRM. That's what we're doing. What we like to do is our medium package, which is $497 a month, right?
So
That's
that's going to be your MRR when you give them the CRM. It's
yeah.
it's a monthly.
Yeah. So it's a monthly night. It's entry level. The CRM, the basic package is pretty good. I have to say it's pretty good because when you don't know that you don't know, and you go in there, you say, "Oh
I
my
know.
God, it's pretty good." But
I
now they
know.
have these
That's
questions
great.
like, "I want this. I want to chat on my website. I want to have an app on my phone," and that's where we upgrade them.
Yeah.
And then there's another upgrade is like I had this lady today that her problem is number one is the basic CRM because Keep and Infusionsoft are all CRMs, right?
Yeah.
Some are better than others, but her problem was really about marketing strategy, right? And then that becomes also an upsell then, right? So we're looking at $1,000 a month to work with this lady. If she decides to go with us for the marketing strategy. And so that's how we upsell.
Okay, cool. So this is great. So then when's your next event?
We have a Google Business Profile, a GBP event that's going to be exactly in 2 weeks on Meetup. And then
And so what day is that?
let me check here. Good question. I think it's exactly in 2 weeks. which means from the 10th would be the, it would be the, I think the 24th. Let me go here.
Okay, the
Uh,
24th is on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's 11 Pacific time. We put 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we put 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it's on the 24th at 11 a.m. Yeah,
Okay. And so then and that's 11 a.m. Pacific.
11 a.m. Pacific, 2
Yeah.
p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right when my virtual event is happening, which is fine. So that being said, if you were to come on my Coach Marketing Mastery with my super nerds, what would you want to teach them?
We can have that conversation because you know that audience, right? And then we
Yeah.
can see exactly what do you think would be of interest to them? What do you think? You know, where's their listening? Because I don't know exactly the profile of your audience. It can
Right.
be anything, right? Of what we do.
Yeah. So what Coach Marketing Mastery is going to be basically SaaS tools to where, but it's not going to be like Infusionsoft. It's going to be third-party tools to that, or it's not going to be Go High Level. It's going to be, so I just reached out to the HT Pro Tools or whatever, HL Pro Tools or HL Tools, whatever the guy's name is. I just reached out to him. But if you have that thing for how to get a loan for your business, right?
Yeah, we do have that. Yeah, that's up and
That
running.
might be something that would interest some of these guys.
Yeah, and it's a 5 minute, and we have a website, and it's very, you get approved within the same day. You get your money within 5 days usually, and the average is anywhere between, the minimum is really 10,000, but the
Yeah.
average is between 25 and 50,000,
Yeah.
and we go up to, with no collateral, up to a 250,000.
Yeah,
No
so
collateral.
we'd have to have a conversation about that. But this is great. So let's get back and just wrap it up with the meetup. So when it comes back, so what you did, and I just gonna want to do a recap on this. So what happened is you had this brilliant idea of going, I'm going to gather a bunch of leads through Meetup. So rather than just starting a meetup and getting one meetup that had 3 groups, you got 8 of them. That gave you the opportunity to have 24 groups. Now that you had 24 meetups, so you had 8 accounts and 24 groups.
Yeah.
Now that you have 24 groups, you can niche every group. So one group could be dog groomers, one could be car washes, one's laundromats, one's gyms, one's med spas, one's beauty salons,
But
so forth and so forth.
one group, usually what we do is one group, right? I mean, one account has got 3 groups.
Right.
Now, what we did in each group, we put like one in New York, one in San Francisco, one in Miami, right?
Oh, so it was the same niche in 3 different states.
Yeah, and what we did is to test the market, our 24 presentations, that's all the same presentation,
Right.
but every group had a different title. So now we know that the real numbers are this: out of 300 and I don't know 40 or 50 that joined the groups, we had 141 that showed up 2 days ago. But out of the 341 registrations, we noticed that out of the 24 groups, there's 8 that did very well. There's like 3 or 4 we had 0 registrations.
Okay, yeah. So
Because
are you saying that you had 8 accounts and 3 groups? Each account had 3 different states. So you really only had 8 niches.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
Now, in that group, right? Like for example, if I look at group, I'm sorry, account number 1, 3 groups. In each of those groups, you can do as many presentations as you want.
right.
So now what we're doing in each of those groups, we're doing 2 presentations. One on 12-step cash flow. The other one is Google Business Profile, and we're going to add one on financing, which will be about 20 minutes.
And they're all on the same day and date. So it's like, it doesn't matter where they are. They're going to all go, okay, I want to go to that. So if they're in New York or Florida, they're going to show up. So you only have to do one presentation.
One presentation. The first presentation of the month is 12-step cash flow. The second is Google Business Profile. And the third is going to be on the financing. And I think I'm going to do a fourth where I can invite somebody like you then we you know, we would have to strategize what we're going to do. And
Right.
I have an idea, and you're like, you got great ideas too. So we can maybe brainstorm and see how can we use that event
Bring
to
together more.
attract 100 people.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jacques Skutecki.
Perfect.
It's about time Sean gets something right. Hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Unless it's digital, then it's just a blackout. Yeah.
Or then with the digital clock, there's no more
But
light. You can't see the
yeah,
time.
thanks so much. So would it be okay to get this out to our audience?
Yeah, it's you know,
Because you
this is
didn't reveal anything, any like, you revealed a lot of secrets. This is great content. It's just you didn't reveal anything that would affect any of your clients. You didn't give up any names or.
no, and the other thing is to do it. As I said, you know, between are we still recording here?
Yeah,
Yeah. What I share with you is that the issue is to do it. It's easy.
yeah,
It's too much labor.
right,
I mean, the follow up, we already put about what we had three. We put before the event, we put about 4 hours, and after the event, we already put another. I would say another 4 hours. I put another hour this morning because it's not automated. So we're trying to automate
right,
it. And down the road, what I want to do, I already have two people that said, you know, for my new client to say, hey, can you do this for us? So I will probably put together a package with my VA that I could say, hey, it's gonna cost like a couple of $1,000s a year. We'll do everything. You have nothing to do. You just got to show up, and we got to brainstorm on your content and the titles, because the titles are crucial. The titles, the
right,
pictures. There's so many things that you have to do that you don't know. And the
right,
better the picture, the more people RSVP. The better your title, the more people RSVP.
right.
And if you do that and you don't do the follow up, you're not going to get the results.
All right, great. Well, we're going to wrap this up, but I'm going to give you an example of a Dan Kennedy. This is a pro tip. It's really cool. Is he had to write an article to sell pianos. So what had was a picture of a grand piano, and it said, "Put music in your life." 5 word. Put music in your life. So they ran that campaign, and they sold a few pianos. But what was happening is the people that were reading that in their brain was, if I buy a piano, it's going to put music in my life. And I got to learn how to play this damn piano, right? And I want to play the banjo, Dad. Anyhow, so he put the letter S at the end of put, and it said puts music in your life. That means I can buy a piano and other people can play it. So just that title is so important. So for you to say that is so important to get the title, knock it out of the ballpark. Plus, you have 24 tests on what works and what doesn't work. Then you do the analytics and you go, this is the one, and then you can launch that out.
Yeah. And that's what we're
That's
doing.
what Coach Marketing Mastery is all about. That's what Automated Marketing Summit. It's super nerdy stuff like that. So thanks so much, Jacques, for showing up. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.